Ardern.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Communications, Information and Technology and asks, what has been the reaction of regional stakeholders to the rural broadband scheme?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, staff from the Ministry of Economic Development have been travelling up and down the country informing rural communities about how the Rural Broadband Initiative will benefit them. Throughout the country, they've received extremely positive feedback as people understand the exciting potential faster broadband can bring to their communities. For example, the Timaru Herald proclaimed rural schools in South Canterbury are set to benefit from world-class internet speeds. The Hawke's Bay Today celebrates residents to reap ultra-fast perks. And of particular interest to the member will be the Taranaki Daily News that said rural Taranaki internet speeds are about to improve tenfold as the government gets set to roll out its $500 million rural broadband initiative next month.
Shane Ardern.
Supplementary to the Minister of Communications. How will the expected passage of the Telecommunications Amendment Bill this afternoon provide better broadband services to rural communities?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr. Speaker, those members in this House who understand how providing better internet speeds will be a massive economic enabler for rural communities, those members who recognise that 230,000 households on dial-up in 2011 just isn't good enough, will be supporting the bill's third reading this afternoon as we correct the mistakes of the previous government. The bill provides for the Telecommunications Development Levy to be invested in 3,100 kilometres of new fibre into rural areas and extra 154 cell phone towers. When completed, 98% of New Zealanders will have access to broadband services of 5 megabits per second or more, as well as 98% of schools having an ultra-fast broadband connection.
Clare Curran.
Supplementary to the Minister. How does he respond to the hundreds of schools and dozens of mayors, some of whom are now writing to me, to express their concern about the Zone 3 schools that have been left out of both the urban and rural broadband initiatives that are now being subjected to an uncosted tender process next year?
Order. Can I ask the House to be a bit more reasonable on interjection level? I don't know whether the Minister even got to hear that.
Well, I've heard it a number of times before, Mr. Speaker. So actually, I am able to hear
Silly me. The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
So, Mr. Speaker, as I've tried to point out to the member previously, there is no delay for those schools, and they will in fact be connected. There is somebody writing to schools, though, scaremongering that their school won't be connected, and I wonder if the member might know who that is, because it's signed one Clare Curran.
Point of order.
Point of order, Clare Curran. And I want this to be heard in silence, members, please. Clare Curran.
Mr. Speaker, I seek leave to table a letter to the Honourable Anne Tolley from the Linton Camp School expressing concern, dated the 17th of June, in response to her letter to it, expressing concern that it had been left out of broadband scheme while the two schools on either side of it hadn't.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. Question or point of order, the Honourable David Cunningham.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. This may assist your reflection on an earlier ruling in relation to the use of the word privatisation and whether it was an emotive term. Mr. Speaker, this document seek leave to table.
No, order. I don't need that lecture from the member. He'll resume his seat. Question number.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable David Parker.
I seek leave to table a Treasury report dated 21 December 2010 entitled Privatisation in New Zealand, an assessment of a series of company experiences.
Leave is sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is no objection. Question number 5, the Honourable David Parker.
Sir, my